Hello everybody, and welcome to part 12 of Dark Souls with Funzyr. This is my beginner's guide to Dark Souls, where I try to teach new players everything they need to know about how to get started in the game and how to use the mechanics properly. This isn't, it's not an expert playthrough or anything by any means. I am not an expert. I just enjoy the game and I want to share it with everybody, and I would like it to be, I'd like to make it accessible for more people if I could. So let's start out. You have to get real close to talk to him, so don't worry about falling down there though. You won't actually die from it, but we'll do that later and I'll show you.
Ah, hello. Was it you who rang the bell of awakening? I am the primordial serpent, King Sikafrat, close friend of the great Lord Gwyn, chosen undead, who has rung the bell of awakening. I wish to elucidate your fate. Do you seek such enlightenment?
Sure, I'd love to be enlightened.
Very well. Then I am pleased to share. Chosen undead, your fate is to succeed the great Lord Gwyn, so that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Londo and acquire the Lord Vessel.
Okay, so we have to go to Anor Londo. But before we head to Anor Londo, let's go through here. We haven't really explored the graveyard yet. Although we did see these guys once or twice. See the difference between a backstab and a regular hit on these guys? Makes a big difference. Obviously, we don't want to get knocked off of that, but the ones that have the falchions and the ones that have the scimitars, the falchion ones have more hit points, the skeletons. So we're just gonna run through here and kind of clean up everything that's available right now. And then we can talk about it after if we want. The Caduceus round shield. It's not a bad shield if you start out the game and you want to run down here and grab it and let yourself, don't expect to make it back out. It's not a bad shield to start the game out. Let's see here. There's the Dragon Crest shield that we got. 100% block, has excellent fire resistance, and pretty good stability. We got that last time we were playing. So here's the Caduceus shield. It only has 85% physical reduction, but it has excellent magic reduction and lightning protection as well. It also doesn't weigh very much. Stability's a little bit lacking, but for the beginning of the game you don't need as much stability. The main use for this one would be obviously against the Moonlight Butterfly and enemies that use lightning and magic. But 85% physical reduction makes this a shield that you're not going to want to use for too long. So let's continue down here. So with our poise and with a quicker attacking weapon like the longsword here, we can do alright. So here's... Okay, here's the point where we need to run away. So a couple of shots should... There we go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to back off. And we're going to run up here. And they're resetting. Okay, good. So let's top off our health. That humanity will top us off. It also gives us better resistances to poison and everything else pretty much. So this big guy, although he's big, he actually has the same amount of hit points. Okay, slightly more hit points than the other enemies, than the smaller enemies. So he's not that scary. You just have to be able to wail on him for a second. It's hard to do that when there are 4 of them. Okay. So let's see what they were guarding over here that was so important. The Zweihander. It is a very big sword. Does good damage. It's a strength weapon. Here, let's look at it real quick so we can start to evaluate our weapons. We've got a lot of them, as you can see. The Asura Straight Sword, yeah, we picked that up last time. That actually scales based on strength, dexterity, and faith. So if you have all 3 of them at a pretty high level, then that's pretty good. Where did the Zweihander go? There it is. So the Zweihander, it does scale a little bit on dex, but you'll find that most of the strength weapons have higher base damage and lower strength scaling, whereas the the dex weapons have a lower base damage, but then a higher scaling. But here's the Zweihander. It's decent, but you need 24 strength to be able to wield it one-handed. Most starting players can't do that. If you're going to wield it two-handed, you need 16 strength to two-hand it, because then your strength counts as 1.5 times. Six quick hits and we get him down, and we can get the winged spear. Look at that real quick also. So the winged spear has a C scaling on dexterity. It's actually not too bad of a weapon. Doesn't have a high requirement. And the weight's just a little bit lower than the halberd. Overall, it's not a bad weapon, especially for starting players, because it has the low requirements of... Oh. Here we go. Has low requirements, 13 strength and 15 dex. Most characters start with at least double digits in both of those, so by the time you're level 10, which honestly doesn't take that long, you can wield that and you can do decent damage, especially with a longer reach. So that's something that's worth coming down here for, just to pick up at the beginning of the game. Now, he's dead. Watch out for those skulls. Those skulls, if they don't kill you, they'll do a lot of damage. And they also knock you back. So if you're close to the edge, they can knock you back off the edge of the stairs. So I'm gonna track this last skull here. Just run and get out of his range. Now with these guys, they actually continually respawn unless if you kill them with a divine weapon. That's the reason that we went and got this sword. And I'll show you later after we get through these guys. So you'll notice how he only took 220 from my backstab. And it looks like there's nowhere else to go down here except down into this hole. Shield up. Don't forget the double tap. Make sure he's dead. So this guy here is commonly referred to as the Necromancer. There are several of them in this stage. And they're the ones that cause those skeletons to continually revive. Now that he's dead, he won't respawn. However, and therefore he won't make the skeletons respawn. The ones that were connected to him. The ones that are connected to the other ones will continue to respawn. Push that in. Light it. And rest. Wait, where's this? We don't need that. Okay. So we'll continue on. Backstab. And now this is open. That lever, the handle that we pushed in, made this drop for us. For some reason, he can't hit us when we're over here. So he's always easy to take out. So a couple of quick shots and he's dead. So what I can do is, from here I can actually switch back to the weapon I'm more comfortable with, the halberd, that actually does more damage. And then we can take these guys out pretty easily, because now they die and they stay dead. Also, if you want, you can shoot them, and they will sometimes try to roll at you. Sometimes they'll just try to run at you there. And we'll take care of him. Another thing you can do is if you stand over here, this part's a gamble, but if you stand over here when they roll at you, sometimes they'll roll directly off of this cliff as well. See how we do 400 damage with our weapon there? Much better damage. So let's pull this last one. And there we go. Now there's a way to skip almost this entire stage, this entire area. All you do is you come up here to the edge here and you roll onto that little platform down there below us. I don't want to do that. I want you guys to see how this is done. I want to do it the whole way because I want you to learn the area. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take out the archer. Alright. As you can see, we're kind of close to the edge here. Always have to pay attention to your surroundings. Yeah, there's that guy. He's a good little surprise. So we'll get these two, and then we'll come back down here to this room. Yeah, the ambush. We'll come back. There we go. So the ambush there. There's the scimitar. If you just run in and try to grab the lucerne, they'll usually kill you before you even get a chance to turn around. So always got to pay attention to that too. Give him a couple steps. And there we go. So now the first area is taken care of. And there's a necromancer. His fireballs don't quite reach us. But with the black bow of Ferris, we can kill him. Alright, so we just got our... Ooh, I forgot about that one. We just got a soft humanity from this. Alright, so be careful because some of these traps they don't do a lot of damage, but they can break your poise. So stay out and away from them. Because if your poise gets broken at the wrong time, then you're probably dead. because it's difficult to recover. So if we push this, it'll actually turn that bridge over there. And now the spikes aren't pointing up. Can get this. You see there's a guy over there. If you look through this crack, you can see down there's a bonfire. So we can get to that bonfire later. I think this episode's going to run a little bit long again. Just because we've got a lot of stuff that we're going to want to cover. I'm going to pull these guys one at a time. Alright. So, I'm down to 4 arrows. But don't worry about that. I have some heavy arrows and I've got some poison arrows. When we come through here, if we go in here, it doesn't look like there's anything in here. However, you can fall down that hole, and we'll do that later. That's another shortcut in this level. Now this next part, we're going to want to switch back to our other sword, because it's really difficult to get to the necromancer without doing this. Alright, one down. See if we can pull these guys. I guess not. We'll wait for them to stand up. So, one down. And 2 down. Let's go up and get this. As you can see, it just wants to stab us in the face, but we're just out of range. Also, look at the mask on the front. That's how you can tell. If you're not sure, you can actually see that it comes out of that mask that's right in the middle of it. They don't all have that mask. Only the ones that have the spikes. Let's see, I can't get a good angle on this one with the light. Okay, so what we're gonna do is come down here. And then let him fall. No need to worry about him at all. And then this guy will probably follow us up. So let's fight him up here rather than on the stairs. Alright, looks like he fell too. That leaves us. Just the necromancer. That item that you see right there in the top of the screen, that is our new weapon. So we'll go get that now. We push that lever, that handle, and that's what opened that. If we go in here, there's an ambush with 3 of the skeletons, and all that is a soul. So we're not too worried about it right now. Careful coming out here, but you can fall into here and then fall into here, and that's where the necromancer was. And you can get this. And here's another shortcut here. We're not going to take this one at all, but this one I'll show you where it lets out. Now, if we want, we can go down here. There's an item and a blacksmith down there, but we'll come back for him after we get further into the level and clear out the space around him first. So when we come down here, we'll turn left this time. Remember that guy was up here. This is where that guy was that you saw before.
Good day. You look reasonably sane. What are you doing in the catacombs? Are you a cleric or something?
No, I'm not a cleric.
Well, that's strange. Oh, I know what it is. You've come for the trinkets, haven't you? Well, whatever it is. This place is treacherous. Do you watch your step?
If you answer yes, then here's one of the statues that poke out, but behind here is bonfire. If you answer yes, then I believe that's what triggers him to turn this on you. But we're gonna sprint across just in case. And there it is. It triggered anyway. So we'll have to get back to him. Now in this area, the necromancer is actually up top there. So now that we're here, it looks like the necromancer is there. He is. Oh, he found us, huh? Let's change over to large arrows. There we go. And he's down. Now that he's down, let's switch over to the halberd. And there we go. So through here, we're gonna run through here real quick. Fall on those guys, kill them real quick. Then we'll come up here. Shield, and then attack. And slide back down. And as we approach up here, he pops up. But those guys really aren't that tough as long as you can hit them. The Dark Moon Seance Ring. It's not something that we're going to use on this character. But real quick, just to show you what it does. Grants additional attunement slots. So, for casters, that's not too bad. Go up here. I believe there's a skeleton waiting for us. Yep, there he is. And somebody kindly put a message here at the bottom of that. And then up here and around this corner, you get stabbed. But where that skeleton was is where the other guy was, the necromancer. So this area here that has that outline around it, we actually fall through it. But as you can see, we are here. This is the beginning area. The first bonfire, the bonfire we rested at, is over that way. This is where we shot the skeleton with the bow and arrow. So everything here is dead. And let's head over here. A little bit of backtracking in this level. But we can skip running through that area at least. Fall down here. Let's go have a word with Patches.
Oh, well, how are you then? I slipped and flipped that lever, you see. It didn't cause you any trouble by chance?
Yes, it did.
Are you certain? Well, that's a fine shame. I'm truly sorry. Really. But wait now. You didn't actually fall down then. Well, why didn't you tell me sooner? All's well that ends well. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm not above it all, I swear. I'm Trusty Patches, the one and only. I know. This should make up for it.
If you say no, he doesn't give you the humanity.
Besides, undead outcasts. Fantastic, isn't it?
Wait, we need to fix this. Alright, he's not going to do that to us again, but we still need to turn the bridge back the right way before we can get across. And now let's switch back to our divine sword again, because we're going to fight more guys that have a necromancer attached. Oh, thank God for those iframes, huh guys? We almost just got blasted. Alright. So those guys are all dead. This necromancer is quite a distance away. Now, on up ahead here, you see one of the Titanite demons. We don't need to fight him yet. We don't need to fight him at all if we don't want to finish the game. So, we'll skip him for now. Get the soul. And then just wait for him to come up. All we have to do is back up enough. Just wait for him to come around the corner. Shield. I'll trade that hit. Fine. Wait for him to come around the corner. It's always best to back up to an area that you already have cleared out if possible. That way you have more room to maneuver. Okay, so let's head down. This darker colored area on the floor, if you walk on it, you'll fall through. We don't want to do that yet. There's actually a black knight below us. And we don't want to fight him just yet. So as you can see, wow, something really screwed up my camera, huh? Oh, we got to escape it. So, here's this guy. And he's heading back upstairs, it looks like. Alright, let's wait a moment. And now he's dead. So what we're gonna do is we'll switch over to... That was the last one, so now we can switch back and we can use our halberd for the rest of this. So this skull lantern, we need that actually to go through another area that's coming up soon. These skeletons here, they don't have many hit points, but if they hit you, they can kill you very easily. As you can see, that guy barely hit me and he took off half of my health. So this is the area that I was talking about wanting to clear out around the other blacksmith, the next blacksmith I was going to show you. So after this is all cleared out, we'll go take care of that. Okay. So if you hide around the corner like this, they can't start rolling until they see you. But you can clip through the wall and stab them. Looks like we've got 2 more. See if we can get him. Alright, I attracted one of them at least. Maybe both. As long as you stay behind the wall though, they're not going to attack you until they can have a direct line of sight on you. I don't know where this other one's at, so... Okay. Oh, it looks like we've got a couple more coming. A little further. Too far. That got his attention. Even though I did no damage, it still registered that he got hit. So that's what we used there. That one did damage. And here comes the last one right here. Got lucky there. We almost died. Alright, so it's clear here. We're gonna run around. And this Black Knight is gonna come out. This one has an axe. Shield up. Backstab him. Shield up. And there we go. I only got one backstab out of it, but it was enough to do what I needed to do. Just a little bit more running around, and then we'll come down. We're almost to the boss. We've killed just about everything. I just want to get a couple more things. That's where you fall down. We'll come back for that. I'm gonna go get the blacksmith. There are actually 2 crystal lizards in this area, and we skipped them for now. We can come back if we want later, but for now, let's just stick with what we have. That guy was walking back from when we dropped him down from the top. little bit of a run back. Now, in order to get to the blacksmith, there's a little bit of a jump the first time, and then he actually will open up a secret passage for us. So what we'll do is we'll go down here. If you recall, there was a necromancer here, and this was a lever we pushed. Great scythe was up there. We need to reinforce it before we can use it. So when you run all the way down to the end here, it looks like there's nowhere to go. So don't roll, just run off, and you'll land on this little ledge. And then run over here and land on that ledge to get this green shard. Stay along the wall. Sometimes one of the skeletons will drop down and be stuck here.
Be gone with you. You'll spoil my focus.
So his name is Vamos, and I have a guess. I have a guess that they put that cutscene in there just to keep you from attacking him when you come over here.
What's that then? Need some smithing? Then produce me some wares.
He will do fire and I believe chaos upgrades to your weapons. He'll repair everything, of course. Been a little while for us. Sells homeward bones, that's the most important. He also sells titanite shards, and then arrows if you need any arrows. It's standard, large, and wooden, and then of course your bolts.
If that'll be all, then be gone with you. You'll spoil my focus.
And it's just a small area down here, but he opened a shortcut for us to get back. And this right here is where those wheel skeletons were at. And to be surrounded by them is pretty much certain death. So we're going to go up there and get that item that was right next to the Black Knight. There's one more Black Knight that we haven't gotten yet, and we'll probably skip him because even if he drops his weapon, it's a strength-based weapon. But here's, you just fall down, and if you fall down before the Black Knight's dead, he'll be standing there waiting to stab you. And that's never pleasant. So you head down here. And now we're going to go and we're going to summon an NPC. And we're also going to get a couple of items. This is another NPC that if you want, he will easily kill the boss for you. It's him, Iron Tarkus, and the first time that you summon the witch, Beatrice. Now the only problem is that it is a little bit of a fall. So we're going to top off. Oh, and that shortcut under the scythe, Comes out right here. Just in case if anybody was wondering. So we'll top off. If you look carefully, you can see the summon sign. Grab that and this. Let's summon Leroy. Now this part, you've got to walk carefully off the edge. And then you can grab these items here. This is all the priest starting stuff. So let's top off one more time. And then we'll go and take on the boss. After that, we'll call it for the day. I've tried, and you just can't get over there. So there's no way to stop from just falling down in there. At least none that I know of. But if you look around, it looks like a huge coffin with a whole bunch of books in it. Then if you look at his masks, he's got 3 masks. They look very much like the ones that are on the statues. Not just the ones that stab, but also the other ones. He creates these illusions of himself. And he's dead. That is how easy that one is. The Rite of Kindling. This is good. We use this, we can kindle all of our bonfires up to 20 Estus flasks. So one of the things you can do if you're having trouble is kindle your bonfires a little bit higher. So 20 Estus flasks means that you can take a few more hits before it's a problem. And then he always drops a mask. The Mask of the Child is the one that I believe gives you back endurance. Or your, yes, stamina recovery speed. And that will stack with your shield. So it's good for people that find that they're low on stamina often. And we may decide that we want to switch to that. It's the thing about stamina is that you use it to not be hit. You use your health when you get hit, but if you don't want to be hit, you want to use your stamina. So for now, I'm going to say, have a good day. No, I won't. I want to show you how to get out of here first. Let's get out of here just so that I can show you all. So when we come up here, we see these little glowing things. As we walk forward, we see how dark it's getting. This is the Tomb of the Giants, and we will explore here later, but not yet. No, in order to get back, you climb up top, and then you come around the top over this lid, and then you head down this tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, there's an item, and you can drop out to get back out. Alright everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. This has been Funzyr, and it has been fun, sir. Goodbye.